Senator, thank you for being with me. I want to start with where we are in terms of people suffering now as they begin to miss yet another paycheck and what impact that has on the conversations going on Capitol Hill.
Well, 25% of the government is shut down. Nobody wants it to be shut down. I hitched a ride this week from New Orleans back to Washington with the president on his airplane. We talked for about an hour. He doesn't want to shut government down. He doesn't dislike Speaker Pelosi, but he believes very strongly, and I think he's right, that you can't seal, you can't secure a 1,900-mile border without it, in part, using a barrier. I mean, duh. That's been the experience so far. We've got 600 miles of border walls, and it's the experience in 77 other countries. Now, look, he's willing to negotiate. He told me that straight up. Mm-hmm. Some of my colleagues in Congress are running around. I don't mean any disrespect. I'm glad they're talking, but some of them are running around like sprayed roaches, coming up with deals to bring to him, none of which include a border wall. And if they bring him a proposal that doesn't have a border wall, it's dead as 4 o'clock. He is resolute, and I don't see that he's going to change his mind.
So the president is resolute, and you always put things in such memorable and colorful ways. We won't ever forget that, what you just said. But our Republicans also, it would seem so. Let's pop up what the president said in a tweet. Never seen the Republican Party so unified. No cave on the issue of border and national security. A beautiful thing to see, especially when you hear the new rhetoric spewing from the mouths of the Democrats who talk open border, high taxes and crime, stop criminals and drugs now, exclamation point. So is he right to say that you are so unified with no willingness to go ahead without what his vision is on the wall?
Well, I think, at least on the Senate side, everybody's unified in this respect. We're unified with the president that we don't want the government shut down. We're unified with the fact that no bill is going to come to the Senate floor unless Mitch McConnell brings it to the Senate floor. That's the right of a majority leader. And the majority leader has already said that unless President Trump will sign the bill, he's not going to bring it to the floor.
All right, let me ask it this way.
What else?
Let
Sure.
me ask it this way real quickly. What would it take for the American people right now to get the attention of both Democrats and Republicans to get you guys to come to the middle on this? And I say that because, yes, 25% of the government is shut down. That's partial, but that's almost, it's more than 800,000 people. And you saw the pictures of people who need help now, even just putting food on the table because their paychecks may not have been as big previous to the shutdown such that they had months of savings. So what does it take from the people to get you guys to come to the center?
Well, we are. I think on our side, we are in the center. Mm-hmm. President Trump is, he told me, eyeball to eyeball. He said, I'm ready to negotiate. But he's right that you can't secure a 1,900-mile border without using, in part, barriers. And Ms. Pelosi says, well, open up government and we'll talk, but under no circumstances am I going to agree to any border wall funding. And I guess she thinks we ought to tear down the 600 miles of border wall we have now. And I just don't think that's realistic. And I'm sorry that Speaker Pelosi couldn't make her trip. I don't want to tell her what to do with her time. She's a smart, talented lady. She's Speaker of the House. But doggone it, we went through this before when the president stayed in Washington over Christmas and she went to Hawaii, and now she wants to go to Afghanistan, and our troops are important, but she needs to be in Washington to negotiate. The president canceled his trip to Davos. I was going to the Davos World Economic Forum. I canceled mine. A bunch of us did. We need to get this worked out. But until Ms. Pelosi recognizes that you can't secure a 1,900-mile border without using a barrier, I I just think that's not middle ground. That's left field.
Senator Kennedy, thank you so much. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer and some others have said as well on the Democrat side. I don't know if they're all talking to each other and listening. Good to see you, and thank you for your time today, sir.
Thanks, Harris.